Man, what's up with it? It's the Dark Man, and I'm back with another creepypasta after all these years. If you don't want to hear this long intro, I'll say skip ahead about a minute. Anyways, I've been busy as fuck with life, y'all. I got a son now, a wife, I'm working on my catering business. I've been going to the gym a lot more. It's just a lot going on right now. And I'm not motivated to get back into this. Today's story is about what lurks underneath the Mariana Trench. Now, I can't tell you too much, or the story will be ruined, and I cannot have that happen. But now that it's nighttime, where your fear is the highest, sit back, relax, eat your popcorn, or drink your Coke, or whatever the hell you're snacking on, and enjoy the story. I have locked myself in this bathroom for 3 hours now, writing out my last words. As water slowly seeps in from under the water, I hear those flipper like appendages slapping on the floor, going into each room, searching for me. I don't have much time now, so I'm going to relay to you Earth's current state, the reason why I, Captain William Giuseppe of humanity's last stand, am underneath the Mariana Trench. It all started in the year 2098 when that meteor crashed down and destroyed the city of Quebec, Canada, which caused the death of an estimated 1.7 million. Several months later, people had begun to develop skin cancer, and the quality of the air had declined, making it harder to breathe in higher altitudes. It was soon discovered the meteor sent chlorofluorocarbons into the air at an alarming rate, causing the atmosphere's layers to deteriorate faster. Within 5 months of the crash, the armed forces of the world formed together, creating humanity's last stand, HLS for short. HLS placed a dome over the meteor to contain the toxic gas emanating from it, but the damage was already done. Livestock and produce began to die off at a skyrocketing rate, which of course caused food prices to rise. All of these events spiraled out of control, eventually causing riots. HLS had to step in and use martial law. I joined the HLS and met a man named William Davidson. We became best friends rather quickly. As we worked in the research division together, we climbed the ranks fast. Within 2 years, we received the rank of lieutenant. A month after our promotion, HLS Research Division held a conference for discovering the two elements that would finally restore the atmosphere. One called Aplotium and the other Retronica. Aplotium is located at the bottom of the Mariana Trench. Vetronica is located on the moon Io. I was sent to retrieve Aplotium, and William was sent for Vetronica. Our mission took place a week after that conference. The day of, as we walked down the corridor, we looked at each other, waving one last time before heading out. I was transported in a private jet that flew me to the Mariana Islands. Once I got off the jet and entered the base, I noticed how heavily guarded it was. It makes sense considering what they are served to protect. They led me to the submarine called the VX-9. Once I got in, I realized just how big the inside was. I also noticed no one else got in with me. What's wrong, guys? Scared of a little water? Before I got a response, Supreme Commander Jonathan Griggs called up on the speaker. Good evening, Lieutenant. In order to obtain the rank of captain, you must venture off alone. It is said the toughest battles create the strongest warriors, and you are well equipped with the knowledge and strength. After all, you are humanity's last stand, Captain Giuseppe. That laugh sent chills down my spine. As the doors closed to the VX-9, the fear of going thousands of meters below ground level finally kicked in. The journey took a total of 12 hours just to reach the bottom. Those hours were filled with dead silence and nothing but darkness. It was so barren and lonely. I steered the VX-9 into a cave. The headlights illuminated 100 feet, making the journey quite easy. As I got deeper, I noticed a killer whale that had half of its carcass exposed. I thought to myself, what in the fuck has the strength to take down that giant beast? Obviously something that lived in this cave. The tunnel led to an opening with thousands of glowing aplotium orbs lodged into the walls. I suited up and ventured out to collect them. As I placed the orbs into the capsule, I saw a figure out the corner of my eye move with an unnatural speed. I turned my head to see nothing but the VX-9. I got inside and sent the capsule off to the surface through a tube system the research team uses to collect mineral samples. As I headed back through the tunnel, I noticed the killer whale's carcass was gone. This left me unnerved, but what really sent my mind into panic was when I discovered the entrance was blocked off with large boulders. I caught up to Griggs. Hey, Griggs, the damn entrance is blocked off, man. What am I going to do? I'm sorry to break it to you, Captain, but the Aplotium is guarded by a group of creatures that are territorial. We actually sent a lieutenant like yourself down into the abyss several years ago. He obtained the Aplotium. However, he was blocked off, and we never received it. The creatures below attacked his vessel, causing him to be trapped until his demise. Griggs, what are you saying? I was a sacrifice? My apologies, Captain. Your name will be honored in the generations to come. Because of you, humanity is one step closer to peace. Thank you for your services, but they are no longer needed. And as always, thank you for being humanity's last stand. Griggs, fuck the promotion, man. I want out. Griggs, answer me. Hello, Griggs? I was left with the eerie silence of the cavern. Suddenly, a loud thud shook the back of the VX-9. As I turned the vessel around, I saw something of Satan's nightmares. The thing had milky white skin, the head of an anglerfish, the lower half of an Olympic bodybuilder, the tail of an eel with web-like hands and feet. We both stared at each other, which felt like minutes. I'm sure it was only seconds until the beast let out an ear-splitting screech. I immediately turned my brights on, and the thing swam away to the dark abyss. I just sat there in shock for hours, wondering what the fuck I was going to do to get out of this situation. The horrifying realization came to me that I had to go forward, back to where the Aplotium was, and find some way out. When I got to the cavern, there were 3 separate tunnels that weren't there before. I decided to go down the left. Inside, there were carcasses littering the entire floor. A bit further, I saw at least 20 of those monsters devouring great whites. One of them looked up and rushed towards me, banging against the front window. The others followed along. The glass began to crack. I had to do something before the water rushed in, so I turned on my brights and rammed several of them into the cave's wall. This caused blood to squirt onto the window. As the few fell down to their demise, the others swam away. I immediately used this time to rush back to the Plotium cavern. To my dismay, it was blocked off. Multiple thoughts ran through my head. Am I going to die here? Are they trapping me? Where should I go next? How the fuck am I going to get out? Only decision I had was to drive the VX9 through this fucked up labyrinth. Those few hours turned to days, which soon turned to weeks of going through hell. Food ran out on the fourth week of me being here, which then led to me only having enough water and oxygen for 3 days. On my last day here, I finally found the exit. Like some twisted prank, the power went out. I was stuck in darkness for several minutes until the emergency lights cut on, illuminating with somewhat of a malicious red tint. At that moment, I saw dozens of those things swimming towards me. Once they got to the window, the monsters gave me a sickening smile. Rows of needle-like teeth lined their jagged, red, bloodied gums. Right on cue, one of them slammed really hard on the glass, followed by the others. All I could do was run and seclude myself into the bathroom. The water is up to my chest now, and one of them is attempting to break in with me. If only I knew this would be the outcome of going beneath the Mariana trench, I would have ignored the promotion right on the spot. I just hope Davidson's expedition in space goes well. I pray my efforts will not go to waste and that I die in vain down in these cursed tunnels. For I am Captain William Giuseppe, humanity's last stand.